With respect to ICA valuation, the common doubt is whether students are entitled to get step mark or not. Step mark irukka illaya, the doubt irukku. With respect to theory paper, it is always advisable to write the theory on point wise. Bullet point wise is advisable. In general, each point carries half a mark. For that, you have to remember the keywords. Keywords irukkum. Any important word, any main word, as per the ICA material enna irukkum. Those keywords you have to reproduce as it is. Sentence formation your own angle எழுதலாம். Okay, but you should not lose the keyword. Keyword எழுதாம இருக்க கூடாது. Each point carries how many marks? Half mark. So every steps or every points carries mark for you. Any workings you are doing, that working should be form part of your answer sheet. எங்கே வேணா எழுதலாம். Whether the working note has to come first or last or in between, it's purely your choice only. We can't predict when the working note will come. But that should be there in your answer sheet. It should be there in your answer sheet. So that valuer can able to put the mark for, even the step mark for working note also. Otherwise, whenever you are using the calculator, what calculation work, that work should be there in the answer sheet. ஏன்னா practical questions-க்கு அதுக்கும் மார்க், ஸ்டெப்ஸுக்கும் மார்க் உண்டு. The workings also form part of, the working note also form part of your answer sheet. Theory-க்கெல்லாம் where and all possible you can create your own chart. Bullet point presentation as well as chart. 3.4 classifications, you can draw the chart. So that presentation will be nice. You will get good marks. Further, you have to remember the number of points also equally important. Instead of writing paragraph wise, it's better to write point wise. Objectives of costing for C inter. It's a frequently asked question. 3 mark question. You have to remember all the 6 points. Edarkaga costing. Each point carries half a mark. 3 mark mean you have to write the 6 mark. Ascertainment of cost. Determination of selling price. Ascertainment of profit. Cost control. Cost reduction. Decision making purpose. You have to write all the 6 points, then only you can get 3 marks. Various cost classification. How they are asking, explain cost classification based on relationship. அப்படின்னு கேட்டுருவோம். அதுக்கு ஒரு 6 mark கொடுப்போம். Then you should know what all the classifications are there. Based on relationship, what all the costs are there. You have to be thorough in the concept. Based on relationship, cost can be classified into 2 types. One is direct cost, another one is indirect cost. That carries mark. Thereafter, you have to write what is called direct cost. Costs which are directly attributable to producer products are called direct costs. Collection of all direct costs are called prime costs. Thereafter, you have to give the example. Similarly, indirect costs. Costs which are indirectly help you to produce the products are called indirect costs. Collection of all indirect costs are called overheads. Thereafter, you have to give the example. So, this mari present pannada, you will get the full mark. Practical economic ordering quantity. Find economic, after giving some numbers, find economic ordering quantity. Even if it's a 2 mark question, you have to write the points. First, formula for EOQ, square root of 2AO divided by C. It carries half a mark. Thereafter, working. A represent what, O represent what, C represent what, அதுக்குள்ள quantum you have to identify. A is equal to, எல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணுவோம், annual requirement எழுதுவோம். Okay, you have to write fully. Annual demand of raw material. The raw material are finished goods, you have to mention. No? So, annual demand of raw material in quantity, not in value. Every word has a significance. So, A is equal to annual demand of raw material in quantity. That is equal to, you have to pick the number from or question, or you have to compute. O represent ordering cost per order. Sometimes total ordering cost will be there. You have to compute per order cost. That is equal to how much with the workings. C is equal to carrying cost per unit per annum. How much that C represent what? So the A, O, C represent what you have to write. It carries half a mark for you. Thereafter computation, square root of 2 into the computation number program. That carries half a mark. And you are going to derive the answer. That answer part carries half a mark. So formula carries half a mark. A, O, C represent what? Computation carries half a mark. Thereafter EOQ computation carries half a mark. Then answer part carries half a mark. Totally how many marks? 2 marks. Even to score 2 marks, you have to write what? 4 steps clear. It's a specific instruction for the validator, especially for the costing paper. The answer part does not contain prefix or suffix. We should not allot the mark. Suppose EOQ 215 or 250 rupees, 250 units or kgs or liter. How do you know? You have to mention. No? If you are not going to mention, if you are going to write mere 250 alone, answer part to mark. There is no mark for the answer part because 250 cannot going to convey any meaning. You have to write 250. As per the question, kgs mean kgs you have to write. Then only you can get the full mark. This is all you have to keep it in mind while solving the problem in the examination. Every step carries mark. Any step that should be there in the form part of your answer sheet. Will you do?